It doesn't seem to be clearing up. I think it just shut down. Good Lord. So, as I suspected, I figured this thing would quit working, and of course, you know, it did it when it's really cold, too. So we're going to take this thing apart. At first, it started leaking here, and then, you know, I could smell this funny smell. Anyway, there are 4 screws that you will need to undo down below here. And then you can pull this thing out of here. You have to do a couple of other things first before you can get it out of there. But it ain't that big of a deal. Once we get it out of there, then we can kind of work on it, and we're going to probably just clean the combustion chamber. I think that's all that's up with it. Alright, so we got the heater right here, and it's upside down. I'm going to take this rag, get some of the stuff off it. Okay, take that off. Kind of screws on there. Now I think I would probably never buy one of these again that was set up like this. Just because they leak inside and then they leak on this. So if you have this remotely installed elsewhere, you can keep it away from wherever it's leaking. So we're going to be checking here is this glow plug and the little chamber around it. And also I think this gasket around here, I think it's faulty. So but basically this thing's just dumping crap, and it's been stinking really funky for quite some time. I don't know, maybe it's not what I think it is. Maybe it's coming back in the air through. So, but basically the way this thing works is it blows air across this thing. There's a burn chamber inside of here. And well, that's some nasty casting there. There's supposed to be something they said to check for on these. There's some kind of thing that might be cast wrong. So anyway, you guys can seal that. I gotta get all this crap out of here. These things came loose. There's diesel all in here. I think the other ones. Okay, yeah, you guys can see it. Okay. So, I don't know what they make this out of, but I mean, like this crap here, it gets hot as hell. Somehow it doesn't melt. So, our diesel goes into here. And don't know. That looks just super cheesy. So, I'm going to take that off of there. I'm going to get these off. We can check all this other stuff. Okay. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do this. I had a feeling though if I bought one of these stupid ass things that was going to go bad on me right away. And boy, I was right. This thing hasn't even used more than, like, I don't know, 2.5 gallons of diesel. I've had it since just around Thanksgiving Day-ish. Trying to make sure none of these can get plugged in the wrong way. Pretty loose, not real tight. I was expecting a little bit more of a fight. So I'm not sure how bad this is going to be. We'll find out. Let me turn this off. So I've got the propane heater going right now, and the Mr. Heater Big Buddy, you just can't see it, but it's right down here. And that thing actually works pretty good for out here. This thing here looks pretty funky. Now, to access this burn chamber, I'm going to have to get this out of here. This is the glow plug, and I'm not sure. These wires are just supposed to come off of here. I don't think they are. It looks kind of discolored in here. So I'll have to get this out first. Well, I'm not sure actually. So, I should be able to get in there with a wrench and see. Looks like an 11 or 10 millimeter, so it's probably 10. Nope. 12. If it's not 12, then it's American on China. Okay. So this is our glow plug right here. It doesn't look too bad. Ugh. I take that back. It looks really bad. Bunch of crap just came off. Okay, so I have no idea what they used to attach this fuel line. So what will happen, this gasket here, I don't think this gasket has anything to do with anything. Yeah, these ones are tight. So I can already see right now what the problem is. It's coked up in here, so I'm going to actually go ahead and deal with this and see if maybe there is no air inlet tube on this. I do not see. So in order to change this, to get this off of here, we got to get this gasket to come loose. So we just want to be careful because I'm not ordering any of this crap, okay? And you may not find these anyway. So, okay. That's my trick for getting tight Allen wrenches out. Okay. I mean, this thing's got, good Lord, very limited amount of hours on it. Some of these are really cheap. The screws are so cheap that they don't really want to fit. There's a casting problem in the head of the Allen. That one's not too bad. Okay. That one doesn't want to turn. You hear it squeak. So normally I'd skip all this, but I'm just not interested in editing the video. So, and these are really cheap. The head of the Allen is actually not centered. It's off to one side by a lot. Okay. You just do not want to go in on a couple of them. Okay. That's the last thing I need to do. Just have to drill one of these fuckers out. It looks like we already have one that's no good. Okay, so all right, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go get the either one of the sockets or something. Jesus. All right. Get the hammer out. Jesus, thank God. So, I'm going to have a hard time putting this one back in. I guess it's possible I'm using the wrong Allen wrench. It says it's a 4mm, so. God damn, these things are just shit. Okay. So it's like soaked full of diesel. We have a little bit of gasket that stayed behind down there. It's not really that bad in here, but so I don't see where this thing is getting air from, to be honest. Wow. That's interesting. This thing is already clogged way up in here. That's crazy. Okay, anyway. So the part where it's probably plugged is probably on this thing somewhere. And it's going to suck the air in through here. This is a different design. Oh wait, maybe not. So, let's see. Okay. There's supposed to be a little hole right there. So, it's quite possible that thing's plugged up. I'm trying to find a piece of wire, get a piece of wire running around. And I can use that. Yeah. So there's literally, in no time flat, a bunch of crud in here. And that's what's caused the problem. Now, the only thing I could think of is a couple of times I accidentally shut the thing off on accident before I could do anything about it. And then I ran it out of fuel once. Another thing I might have done that you shouldn't do, you put a small amount of vegetable oil. Think about like, maybe like that. I have an old container in with about 3 gallons of diesel. And so there's a small potential that that actually did this. And the reason that I think it could do that is because I don't know for certain, but I think that the stuff doesn't necessarily mix properly. And so you end up predominantly getting cooking oil in here. And this is not designed to burn cooking oil. And so then it just cokes up all nasty. So what we're going to have to do here is get this screen out of here, because this is kind of like a catalyst, and we need to try and clean it. Oh man, holy crap. Well, this thing's plugged. I hope I didn't just put a hole in this. So, whatever's going on in here I need to hit this with compressed air. So I think I'm looking at the bottom of it. Man, I don't know. Okay. The screen, though, I can't get the screen to come out. Man, this is ridiculous. I mean, this thing has hardly been used at all. So, deep inside of here, there's like some sort of venturi. Oh, man. And the fuel goes into here, and the glow plug goes into here, so it's squirting into here. A small amount of air is supposed to go through here. I don't know what this is doing. But it does have the ability to backfire through here, I think. So I'm going to go take this. I got to go outside and use my compressed air. Okay, so I was able to pull the screen out. It was really difficult. And also, it feels like the fuel line's blocked. So I can't really see what the hell's going on in here. But, I think it might be. I'm not really sure. So, you definitely want to get this piece out of here and make sure it's good. Burn it with something so that it looks good when you put it back in there. Make sure you don't block that hole. So, we'll see. So I noticed another thing that they did really haphazard. Also, they didn't tack weld this other thing down all the way. It's right here. I don't know what this goes to or what it does, but so I guess I could probably weld it. Yeah, it's probably easy to just TIG weld this thing. So, I don't know. Pretty crappy. Definitely get what you pay for on these. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would be behind this thing. I'm not really seeing anything that's behind it, so I'm not really sure that it actually matters that I tack that down. Let's see if we can maybe kind of use the light here to look in here better. I don't think it does anything. I think all the burning happens in here. I can't imagine. I don't know, maybe there's an air thing in here. But you just wouldn't believe the amount of crap that's in this thing. And it's like, I'm sure you wonder if maybe I got sent a used one. I don't know. Alright, so I've cleaned this out. I've taken it apart. I'm not really sure if I need to tack weld this other piece down or what I need to do. I really don't know enough about how this thing works. There's still some pieces of crap in here. So, I think it's just kind of like a little kind of turbo swirl thing, and that's where the diesel burns. So I don't know what this thing on the back would possibly do. I can't even think. I don't know. Maybe is it drawing air? I don't know. I think it does, but I don't think it's going to matter. And then I'll just get this thing back together, and we'll just see how it runs. If we have to, we just take it apart again. It's not like it's, you know, a car motor or something. It's a little bit easier to deal with. So, we ain't got fresh diesel. Somehow, stupid cap blew off the can. This diesel here is supposed to have a red cap here. These new safety crap things. I've tried to pour the crap in my truck. For whatever reason, you can't get the right angle. I ended up having to just dump out a bunch of it. So then it spills all over the place. It's always nasty. Can somebody please just invent a gas can that actually like makes sense, where you can like pour it and it will like completely pour? I mean, Jesus Christ, it ain't that hard to do. But they had to screw with all this new stupid stuff. Anyway, we're gonna get this thing back together. All right, we're gonna get back to this. I got something over here saying low voltage. Must be one of these radios. It's this one here, probably. Oh yeah, low voltage. We will plug in the USB. I haven't actually used this before. Okay, let's get back to this crap here. I got my little heater going here. Got this thing going. I kind of tack welded this with the stick welder inside of here. My helmet was not darkening. So I was like, So we got it good enough. I have a feeling I'll probably have to take this apart a few times. So what I did with the screen was I took it and I heated it up. I stuck it in front of my propane heater. I'll do it again. And I wanted to make sure we were good. So I got it glowing red hot. And then we'll shove this thing back down in here. There's definitely a bunch of crap in here. And there's not a lot I can do about that.
WB4 Lima Delta Sierra.
It's like won't. Unfortunately, I'm busy. I think that sounded like Walt. KG 7HR. Maybe not.
Yeah, seeping cat. The WB4 LDS.
Yeah, I'm over here working on one of these stupid diesel heaters. You ever seen those Chinese diesel heaters?
No, just diesel. Is it kind of like the ones they put on semi-trucks?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's a parking heater, they call it. And I mixed just a small amount of vegetable oil out of an old bottle that I used to, had a bunch of bottles for a dummy load. And I had maybe 2 inches of vegetable oil left in one of those bottles, and I poured it into 4 gallons of diesel. And apparently that's not good.
Probably not. Yeah, I remember my first experience with one of those. I thought doing something, getting paperwork or whatever, and I noticed all this white smoke all around the truck. I looked in the back, and out this little exhaust tube thing, there was this white smoke coming out, and I thought, this damn thing's on fire.
Yeah, they're not supposed to make white smoke unless they're just started up.
Yeah, well, it just started up, so it was kind of had me spooked there for a minute until I figured out what was going on. Anyway, yeah, it does work though. It'll keep that cab nice and toasty when you park.
Yeah, I bought one on Amazon for like $105. It's like, you know, I don't know, 5K, 8K, somewhere in that. But it just got all coked up in the combustion chamber. And then I had to weld a piece of metal back together that they never tacked on correctly.
Oh yeah, I've had some really good luck here last couple of things I've gotten. One radio from China, and it's off frequency, and I don't know, as I'm trying to hit the Sakatone repeater, which is what, 20 miles away, I can't even bring it up. I can't even hardly hear it. And I know it's programmed correctly, so I look at it on a frequency counter, and it's off about 5 kc. So that radio is going to go back. And I have another little radio here that I ordered a battery for, which I shouldn't have, but I did. And I get it, plug it in, nothing. Won't charge, won't power the radio, won't do a thing. It just leaves it's got an open circuit somewhere in it. So, man, two of them. When I found out I'm going to send that back, get my money back for it. I could buy that radio for less than that battery cost. I can buy the whole new radio.
What radio did you buy that was off frequency?
It was made by Redavis. It's the RT10. It's a 900 meg portable. It's the only one made out of China for 900 meg. They call it the ISM band, but it's got issues. It's kind of messed up.
Oh, that is a bummer. Yeah, because I mean that was the only shot that there was for a commercially made, easy to use one, and it's off frequency. Imagine that.
That, and on top of that, they, you know what clear is, or compandering?
The compandering thing, is that where it does like some scrambling?
And if you're using compandering into a repeater system that does not use that, the audio coming out sounds fluffy. It's really fluffy. It sounds awful.
Lovely. Oh well. Yeah, I bought the Bofang UV17, which it turned out to be a really good one. It was programmable with chirp, and it's completely unlocked. But then I bought the Ray Oddity GC5, which is a similar copy of it, and it's completely locked, and not even as much power output, even though it's supposed to be the same hardware. So I got those ones, and I had another radio that would scan, but when it stops somewhere, that's it. It's done. You got to restart the scan process again. So put that one on the shelf. I'm not going to be using that one.
Yeah, I got 3 Bofangs, and they all 3 work. They work fine. I have no problem with those things. They program easy, and they just do their thing. We use them out in the desert. They go out there, run around, and keep track of each other. And I use them here around the house and stuff. So they do come in handy. A lot of the time they use for test equipment. Testing out a radio.
I better pause the video.
And trying to listen to it, you know.
All right, sorry about that, guys. So okay, got this here. Got the screen shoved back in here. So now we need to put this back into here, and we will just got to make sure this piece goes in correctly. This is just a piece of rubber. Now, if there is any leak here, I think you will end up smelling it. And I think this one was leaking. but I'm not 100% sure. And I really would like to replace these because I got that one and it did not want to fit on the Allen wrench because it casted it kind of funky. Okay. I don't know. So I'm going to try and get these all in kind of loose first. A couple of them. I don't know. I'm going to try something else. Maybe they didn't use metric. I don't know. I find that hard to believe. Alright, so I went through my stash of Allen wrenches and found one that's never been used before. 4mm. And then I've got a ball end one. So we'll make it work. This is a Bond Haas. So the ball end one should probably be easier on these maybe. These are so poorly cast. It's just like, oh my god, this is the bad one right here. So one more of these small ones. Man, that thing just stripped again. So I'm going to end up having to smack this thing. Oh lord. This one here does not want to go in. Okay. I wish I had one of the sockets out here so I could hoping that that's tight enough. I'm going to grab these other ones here with this because I don't want to take that thing out. I don't know how tight this really needs to be. Couldn't they have just used regular bolts? I mean, that would have made more sense to me. Alright. I think I got it good enough. And you put them down in here to where you can't, you know, reach them with a regular Allen wrench. Yeah, that one is boogie. Okay. I think that's probably good enough. Okay. So we might have to deal with this again. I don't know. So this goes down into here. This is a temperature sensor right here. So we just take this, twist it, and then kind of hard to get to with the wrench, but you don't need to use a split socket on it. Unless you're going to try and take this out without, taking the thing apart, then you'll need like a split socket. And I just say be really careful with this crap because it doesn't look like it will handle much abuse. Alright, we got that there. Now we just got to get this part back. So assuming there's no freaking leaks on this thing, which there could be. It looks like it could be leaking right here. Let's see, so now we need the fan that has a chip out of it. I have no idea how they pulled that crap off. But it has a chip. Hopefully, there's not going to be an issue with this thing here. Then we got this gasket, which I peeled off ever so carefully and still lost some material. Okay, so if this leaks, okay, your fresh air is coming into here. I don't think it should matter, but it can backfire out through here. So basically, this piece sits down in here like this, and it's pretty cleverly made actually. Nice little spot there. Now these bolts, only one of them was kind of funky. But boy, whatever they're using, not good. So this is basically, the whole thing. Now, I think once I get this thing going, I'm just going to leave it alone after it's running well. And I'm just going to run propane. I got this propane heater going here right now. Makes no noise, really. And it's cheaper. I mean, diesel is, let's see, I just paid $3.79 a gallon. Cheapest place. Everywhere else is over $4. So now I do have 2 diesel trucks, so it's cool, but I don't really drive around with spare diesel. Okay. Put this one down here. Usually I have an Allen wrench socket set, but I don't have it out here, and it's in the truck, and I'm not going to deal with all that. Okay, so now we need to get our computer, our controller. So now if you ever swap the motherboard, you will need to use this. This is just basically going to control everything, and then like glow plugs, it just tells it what it needs to do. So it just goes down in there like that. They use screws that actually have a Phillips and a flat on them, which is kind of cool, I guess. But boy, I wish they wouldn't have used those Allens. Whoa, this screw is lopsided. Good Lord. These companies, man, some of the stuff they use is so damn questionable. Okay, 3 pins. So you shouldn't be able to get this wrong because I think you want to go on a certain way. And you're going to kind of be able to tell, like, oh, that looks like that should go there. So, well, wait. That one is not. These dirty bastards. Okay. I thought that didn't feel like it wanted to go on there, and it only has 2 wires. And so, this one here has 2 wires. I don't know. Let's see. It would be like that. Something ain't right. Okay. Well, I hope I got it right. I guess we'll know when it don't work and it blows up. Alright, so it looks like it's working. We get hot air coming out, 12 degrees Celsius, full temperature, running. We're gonna bump this thing up. We're gonna run the piss out of this thing. Because I don't honestly really think, what is this timer for? I honestly don't think I got, it completely clean. So, they still smell like crap. If I had to do this again, I don't think I would want one that was inside of all this crap. Because what happens is, if you have a problem, like back here, the fuel pump, if it leaks on your wire harness, it leaks on other stuff. It puddles up, If you have a tank that leaks, it's going to leak, on that tray. It's going to leak on, get all over everything. So this way, kind of keep it out of the way. I hope we're not leaking down here. Just got to keep a really good eye on everything. I try to clean everything real well. I see some fuel here, and I don't understand why there would be fuel here unless this thing's leaking. I've also never really heard the pump run that fast. But we just run it for a while. I also noticed that the temperature gauge is sort of strange. I'm going to put this at maximum. But yeah, these things are like really like do-it-yourself kind of DIY project. Not really ready to go, even though you would think it is with all this fancy stuff around it, but it's really just kind of a joke. So this thing's only been running for 7 minutes. I mean, it just fired right up. So before I was like, God. Now, I think the big part of what caused this one not to work was possibly the little bit of vegetable oil that I put in there. So this jug right here, okay, there was about that much in there, and I poured it in there. I had this leftover from a long time ago. You use them in a dummy load for ham radio. Okay, you can, instead of mineral oil. And I just think it didn't like it. And it caused it to coke up and all kinds of crap inside. So, right now, it's kicking out some heat. So we'll see how it does. And anything you know you're in trouble is when it starts blowing white smoke and doesn't want to start. So, but for now, I'm going to call that good.